Hey guys, it's Jack Punkington here, and today I can finally show you guys how the warlock turned out. So I got this back actually yesterday from my buddy who basically redid the paint. I originally was going to just stain it with the same stain I did the Les Paul, but it was plywood. It's made out of plywood, which that's what you expect when it's a guitar from, the 80s, and it was an affordable guitar back then. So, but I came up with this cool idea, and he jumped on it to make it even cooler. If you go back on the channel, I had a BC Rich Warlock, pretty much the same exact color, probably about, I want to say 7 years ago or 6 years ago. Something like that. And I was like, what if we redid it in a very similar finish? This is a little bit more blue than green because it was kind of like a more turquoise. This is more teal, whatever, tomato. But I love it. He did some cool pinstriping, and we made the beveling, or he made the beveling, I should say, on it white. Originally, I thought he was just going to do like this part. No, he even did the side, and I was like, that actually looks really sick. Now, the neck, being that it was popped off in shipping, all the holes in there were stripped out. I did a temporary fix where I put some wire in there to just make it so it'll be playable. Eventually, they are going to have to be filled in and re-drilled, which that's part of life. And the headstock, I wanted to save the original logo. I sanded off as much as the red I could. Basically what I did is I took a piece of tape and put it over the original Phantom logo and just sanded around it. I also wanted to try and keep the original white because this guitar originally was white. And that's the original Phantom Guitars logo. This isn't like a really rare, really expensive guitar. After everything that happened, I paid $80 for this guitar. So, but it's really cool. There are a lot of issues with it still. This control panel design, whoever came up with that, it's ridiculous, but I kept it that way. There is no back plate for it. It's just one large cutout. Eventually I'll craft something up for that, I guess. Who knows what'll happen. It's a fun, cool guitar to rock out with. It definitely needs a setup by someone who can professionally do it. The neck's actually in good shape, like it's not twisted or anything, but I'm not like super good at setups, so I just made it playable for the video. But it's fun to play on. I'm playing through the crate stealth. One thing, like the Les Paul, the switch is backwards. So this is neck, that is bridge. So, but the most expensive thing about this guitar is the tuner's like Rover. But you can only even, put like the most expensive guitar tuners on a guitar, and it's only going to keep it in tune as good as it can. The other thing is, again, with the routing, I don't know who did this, but so basically they were trying to make it a Floyd Rose, I think, or a floating trem. So it's hard to see but you can see all this extra space. They had routed it and like gave up halfway. So it doesn't sit properly, but unfortunately, unless I finish routing it or just cover it up, it is what it is. I've thought about doing that, but right now it is just set up like a normal trem. I don't even have it blocked off, but I might have a spare bar around here somewhere, but I'm not sure. I did want to say this string tree right here is very interesting. So anyway, so this is the bridge pickup. And the way that the wiring is I've set up is volume, tone, tone. At some point, I think I'll replace these pickups. These are just what it came with. Generic, you know, pickups. Neck position. So, then, you want to switch it over to gain. This is the kind of sound you get off of it. Going back to the bridge. Neck pickup. So these pickups are not like super high output or really super anything. They're just pickups. They just are there. They just work. Which is kind of disappointing. I mean, it is. It was an $80 guitar. So. Originally, it was $150, but after having to fight through everything, I ended up with paying only $80. Which, I'm glad. Because, honestly, if besides the setup, I mean, the next big thing is a new set of pickups. Probably the bridge is going to have to be replaced. At least one of the saddles is stripped out. A whole new wiring mess. But, for now, it's a fun guitar just to play on. Something weird shaped. I mean... The neck is actually got a really nice feel to it. It's not like when I expected this to be a very Ibanez feeling neck, which, you know, very flat and thin, but it actually has a Fender feel to it. Like a fat Fender neck. Anyway, I've been wanting to do this video for you guys to show you, you know, what $8 in paint and some patience can show on a guitar that was $80. So technically there's like $90 for this guitar. But it's a fun little project guitar. Every time I look at it, I'm just like, man, I want to pick this up and just like punk rock out, because it's so weird, which is weird because it's supposed to be like hair metal. But for me, it makes me think of punk. I don't know. Maybe it's a mix of the body shape with like a 50s color paint job. But anyway, it'll be cool to get this actually set up professionally and stuff. Anyway, Jack Punkington signing out. Peace, guys. Have a great day.